I got the lights.
Gregory? Hey, come on in, I'm Officer Brown, and then this is Officer Jeff Brown that's here. Sorry it took so long, we put it off the law for you to familiarize yourself with it, so have a seat.
Thank you very much.
So, what exactly do you not understand about she doesn't want contact from you?
Oh, totally, I understand. She's through a CPS case right now. It's an ongoing investigation. They've informed me that on my half, because of the way she took the daughter, I did want her charged with endangerment to a child.
Mm-hmm.
These charges haven't been filed anywhere. I asked the day I called 911 when she did this. Now, I know she has a right to her child, just like I have a right to her too.
Right.
Okay. What happened is, when she assaulted me the one night, I called the police the next day.
Yeah.
I didn't
Sounds like she got charges, right?
Well,
That was my understanding from talking
she's
with
very,
her.
very cool at talking to people, okay? I'm not the greatest at talking to people, but she's a little better at customer service voice.
Okay.
I've been trying to get her customer service voice at home with me in Aurora for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been mute and snide, calling me names in front of her. And this has been ongoing, and it just pursued to the point where she got upset over a cigarette and kicked Aurora's desk with letters on it, and it cut my forehead open. And I told her, there's the recording. If you do keep it up, I'm going to call the police.
Mhm.
I don't give a F. I'll let you listen to it.
Mhm.
Okay? She assaulted me. Now, we made a deal when we very first met. We met 6 years ago. If anything ever, I've never had a domestic violence. I've never had anything violent at all. You know, I just wanted to verify with her that if I ever got that upset, call the cops and run. And if you ever did that, I'll do the same. We shook hands, hugged, and kissed on that deal. You know, because I don't know what her past was like. I don't, you know what I mean? So just to save face, if we assault each other, I'm not going to say we can make it better later. It's going to end then, and we're going to call the cops. So 6 years later, she'd been seeing Archie for a few months now behind my back, which is none of my business. My focus was Aurora. I just didn't bring it to her attention that I knew.
How old is Aurora?
She's 2 years and 5 months. I've been a full-time father with her since day one.
Okay.
Nellie leaves, and I'm full-time father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My whole concern is her well-being.
Okay.
That's my whole concern. When that happened that night, I didn't call the police officers on her because Aurora woke up while she was yelling, calling me pathetic. The neighbors heard it. She's being loud, and I know she was intoxicated. I just know she fell into a deep spot, a dark spot. Postpartum depression, I don't know anything about it. I've reached out to her family before all this to try to get some help with it, and all they did was say, oh, I don't want to listen to anybody talk bad about my little old Natalie. I get it. You know, I tried to reach out as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
I had been in trouble in the past. I've got a 13-year clear record. I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She knows it. We've had a great relationship. She started getting sneaky about a year ago. And I knew it. You could feel vibes when you're in a relationship with somebody. Didn't bring it to her attention. My focus was Aurora. Okay? I tried getting her to spend more time with Aurora, even just down to changing her diaper. She says she wants me to be, you know, have that interaction. Well, I needed her to have that bond also. She just wouldn't do it. The more I brought it to her attention, the more controlling and manipulative it sounded to her. And I get it. She works at PetSmart where everyone there is man-haters, and she hears that 8 hours a day. Everything was great. Her family loves me. You know, everything was awesome until the night she did this. And she used, like I said, a cigarette to kick it off. And what happened is, she came in, started calling me all these names and stuff, and I just kept sitting there, you need to stop, Aurora's sleeping. I can do this, I'm allowed, I'm an adult. She's in the other room with a blanket under the door, the fan's blowing it out this way. There's nothing wrong with it. You never said anything to anybody else ever about smoking a cigarette around her. This is the first time, and this was her idea of her excuse to make it go. She'd been trying to push me out the door by just being rude and snide and stuff, and I've let it go because my focus has been Aurora. Okay.
So are you guys over at this point? Like,
Well, it's broken glass. You can't fix that. You know, when I found out 100% sure when Johnny, her brother, told me, look, she's been seeing somebody for 8 months, and it crushed me.
Right.
But I already knew it. You know, not specifically, but I knew because of her. She disappears every day with my
Right.
car, won't answer her phone. You know, and yeah, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't hurt.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like it's been days of you contacting her and she
Not
just
days and days.
hasn't.
There's been, listen, this is because of CPS. They told me
How many days?
it's been 20 days I haven't seen Aurora.
Okay.
She hasn't texted me back, but they told me You're allowed to text her and ask once a day because it shows what her intentions are.
Okay, but that's CPS telling you that, that's not
Right.
police officers.
Oh, I understand.
Right, so now
Well,
we're to the
that goes
next
to the point of
level.
breaking what a law is, you know. I've had an incident with Jennifer Blodgett, with Gavin, she was on the phone with me.
Okay, wait, I just
And-
wanna stop you, okay?
Yeah.
We need to address what the issue is at hand.
Right.
The issue at hand is that you continually contact her, so,
Continually means once a day.
okay, listen to me.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any results by doing what you're doing?
He told me to do it because it shows her character.
Okay.
Right, I have a right
Look,
to ask
have
if
you
I can
gotten
see her.
any results from doing this?
No.
Okay.
Other than negative results
Stop
from her.
banging your head up against the wall,
Right,
and if you truly are doing this to see Aurora,
yeah.
then you need to go to front of the court and
We
file the
we did
paperwork.
file it, we're
Okay.
waiting on a court
You just
hearing
have to
date.
be
It's just,
patient.
I'm trying so hard.
I'm not saying it's
You have
not
to
hard.
understand, you have to understand, Aurora was my angel, God gave her, and he said, this is your angel, take care of her.
I understand.
Now, when Natalie assaulted me that night, Officer Crawford advised me, because I'm gonna go talk to her about assaulting you, is there someone safe you can stay for the night? And I said, well, I live here, and me and Aurora have all of our stuff here, but yeah, I can. And I did. So I went for the night. And my guilty conscience, because Aurora's never spent a night away from either one of us, I wanted to give Aurora a chance to say good morning to her before she went to work. That was my mistake. I was told not to, and I did. I brought her back. Now, when I brought her back, this is Natalie's plan. She had planned it all night long because you can't do this spur of the moment. When I pulled in the driveway, her boyfriend Archie stopped at the end of the driveway where I couldn't back out, and she jumped out and ran up to the car while it was backing out, while the car was moving, and then took her out of her seat,
Okay.
her car seat.
I'm gonna stop you
Now,
again.
that's when I called
Gregory.
911, because it is
Gregory.
endangerment to a child, and I would
Gregory.
like to have her charged for it.
Listen,
Okay,
we are here today
right.
for you contacting her, okay? It's already been taken care of by Officer Crawford, what happened that night, okay?
I understand that.
So, we're already set with that,
Okay.
okay? Now we're here where you're contacting her. If you want to take your chances and you want to continue to contact her and take your chances that the prosecutor is not going to issue charges on you, then that's your choice,
Okay,
okay? Listen, I'm not done.
I'm
That is your choice.
asking you
and
what
that's gonna
constitutes
look-
harassment.
I have provided you with
Okay.
the law,
Okay,
okay?
that's what I
You
was
can
curious, because I want to
consult
know I
an
don't
attorney.
harass her. This is my point.
Okay, you need to listen very carefully to me.
Okay,
You can consult an attorney, okay? You can continually contact her if you want, and I'll submit a report to the prosecutor, and they'll make a decision
okay,
on whether or not to issue charges.
sure. And I want
Is
her charged
that-
for falsifying police.
is that
information to a
really-
police officer. I would like her charged for falsifying information to a police
Which is
officer.
what?
Which is, I have never, ever, by telecommunications, with intent to terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or annoy another person, or to disturb.
Okay, stop right there.
Or to disturb, let me finish, please.
Hold
You
on.
talk, let me talk.
The key word right
Disturb the
here
peace and quiet
is,
of another person's by
Right
any of
here.
the following.
right here.
Okay.
Right
If she's
here.
annoyed because she's got my child, that's not a law.
Okay, that's.
Well, I just went through this with
She's
the sheriff's
annoyed.
department, okay?
She's annoyed.
Sheriff's departments, police departments do not get involved with family matters,
Okay.
right? So, to intend on annoy another person, it's not my intent to annoy her.
But you are.
That's not my intention, though. That's not
Okay.
my intention.
Okay.
I mean, if she says that she doesn't want me to contact her, and did you ask her why?
I don't have to. She said she doesn't want contact with you.
Okay, and I'm telling you, because we have a child, I have a right to.
Okay.
Right,
National Team, anyone?
right.
Okay.
So,
231.
falsely and deliberately reporting by message through the use of a telecommunications service or device that a person has been injured. Yeah, I already know all this. I haven't harassed her.
Okay. Anything?
And I will never harass her.
Okay.
Okay, because I kind of do still love her. I just know that she fell into a dark spot. I tried reaching out for help. I don't know what depression's like. I've never had that diagnosis. So when I tried to reach out to her
She
family.
doesn't want to be with you. She told me that.
Oh, I get it. I don't want to be with her
So-
either.
Okay.
She wasn't with me a year ago. Okay?
She wants you to contact an attorney or go through front of the court.
And
To
CPS
see the
says
daughter.
you have a right to ask her once a day. They said I have a right to ask her about Aurora, not annoy her, but ask about Aurora as my child once a day.
Okay.
I'm on the birth certificate, I'm
Okay.
on the affidavit of parentage. I have a right 50-50,
So are
just
you
as
gonna-
much as she does.
Are you gonna ask her tomorrow?
I may not ask her at all,
Okay,
okay? But I might,
okay,
because CPS, I'm going by what they are saying.
okay,
Okay, now if they're telling me to break the law, I'll let them take it up with the prosecuting attorney.
okay.
But I'm not harassing her, I'm not calling her names, I'm not saying I'll do this or that. Do you want to see my text?
No,
Why not? You don't want to see if I'm harassing her or not?
no,
Well, how can you say that you don't want me to harass her if you don't know if I'm
because
harassing
she
her? or
doesn't
not?
want contact with you.
That's
You
not-
even admitted that you've been contacting her. So
About
the
Aurora,
the
about my daughter.
I'm not concerned about the contact from this point on, from today,
Mhm.
today,
Right.
April 7th, 6th, thank you. April 6th. Whatever time I contact you, but we'll go with the time right
Okay.
now, 17:45.
Okay,
You are no longer wanted to contact her by
Okay.
her. If you do, I will put in for a warrant and I'll send it to the prosecuting attorney.
okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's totally fine. But on the day I called 911 when she took my child and endangered her, I want her charged. I want her charged from the 911 call.
The day
No one has
Officer
ever-
Crawford was there?
No. No, Officer Crawford was there the day before. He told me to take Aurora somewhere safe. Now, I was just assaulted by Natalie the night before.
Okay.
So the next morning, what do you expect me to do when she comes bum
She
rushing
said
my
that
car?
she would, like,
She's
you
a
would
liar,
pursue
too.
charges. You said you talked to Officer Crawford.
I
about
did
it.
talk to Officer Crawford, and he
Okay,
told
so
me to
that
take
matters?
Aurora for the night somewhere, and I did.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm assuming that matter's taken care of. Why did he
When
tell
I
you to
brought
take
her back
Aurora
the next
somewhere?
day, she did this, and I called 911.
Did what?
When she took the child out of a moving vehicle and put her into another vehicle without a car seat and took off.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. I wanted her charged for what she did. Now, I went and did 2 years.
Charged with what?
I went and did 2 years for possession of marijuana.
I'm
I
sorry.
did my 2 years. I was convicted. I came home. I got successfully off parole. What I'm saying is if you're going to enforce law on me, enforce law on everyone.
What do you want her charged with?
Endangerment to a child.
From what? Not having a car seat?
Yeah,
Did
well,
you
that's
not-
one of them.
Did you not allow her to have a car seat?
Listen, man, I'm sorry.
I'm
not.
just asking.
No, you're not just asking. This is called controlling conversation. Okay, I get it. What I'm telling you
Did
is,
she
let me
ask for the
finish.
car set?
You're gonna let me finish
First of all,
answering the
sir,
question.
Stop. There's not going to be any yelling, right? If you want to have a conversation, it's one thing.
Okay, I
But
understand.
just hear me out,
I'm
right?
just-
I haven't said, just stop. I haven't said a word, right? But it's not all right for you to talk to her that way, and it's not all right for you to yell at her. You're in our place, right?
I understand.
Respect goes a long way.
I respect
We don't
you
have to
very
talk
much.
to you right now, and we don't need you being disrespectful. Do you
I didn't mean
understand
to be
me?
disrespectful.
It's coming across that way.
Okay, well-
And I haven't said 2 words,
I
right?
apologize.
We don't apologize to me, apologize to her.
I'm sorry if it's
Listen,
disrespectful.
there's
Okay.
elements that we have to meet, and I can't just take your side no more than
You can
I
take her
take
side.
her side. I'm
Right.
not taking her side. I'm not saying what she's doing is right.
Okay.
I'm not agreeing with the decisions that she is making by any means.
Can I finish talking, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Is that my phone or yours?
It's mine.
Okay.
You wanted to know what happened, and I want to answer it.
I don't want to know what happened. I really honestly don't want to know what
You
happened.
don't want to know what happened when she endangered the
Oh,
child?
that part, yes.
You don't want to know that?
I
That's-
just said that part, yes.
Right, that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm not being disrespectful.
Did you deny her the car seat?
No, I didn't deny her any car seat. She took Aurora out of the car seat while it was moving. While the car
that-
was moving.
How did, that's pretty tricky.
Yeah, and I had to slam on the brakes so I wouldn't hit her with the door.
Okay.
Right. And what I'm saying is,
So the vehicle
That's breaking
stopped.
the law.
What's the point that she got the
now,
child
I
out
had
of
just
the
been
car?
assaulted by her the night before. I was backing up because she was bum rushing the car. Now, if you had just been assaulted by someone and they bum rush your car, your first instinct would be to either fight or flight. I'm not a fighter. I don't fight her. I was fighting with my daughter
Mhm.
because that's what Officer Crawford advised me to. Now, what I'm saying is when she did that, I called 911 because I just witnessed her commit. I would never take a child out of a moving vehicle from her car seat. Okay,
Mhm.
it's against the law for one. And that's what I called 911 for, not because she took her child, she has a right to, but that's what the officer on the 911 call said.
Mhm.
Well, is she on the birth certificate? I said, that doesn't matter considering what she's doing. Okay, now, my whole issue was, I wanted her charged for, because of her behaviors, she already
Mhm.
assaulted me, now she's doing this to Aurora.
Are you on the birth certificate?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, and I filed the affidavit of parentage and I'm at the parental registry.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, Officer Brown. I'm sorry if that sounded disrespectful, but I was trying to get to what happened.
So
that
let me
day.
back up. I have specific
Yeah,
questions I have
sure.
to ask. Was the vehicle stopped? You said you stopped the vehicle at that point.
After she had got her out, yeah, she was moving like this, and I realized that she wasn't gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped the car, but when I put it in park, I called 911, and she was already almost down the sidewalk. When I got him on the phone, I said, listen, Natalie just took the child out of a moving vehicle, and he said to me, is she on the birth certificate? But it has nothing to do with what the crime is, okay? Regardless of you having it on the birth certificate or not, you can't do that to a child.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my concern. Okay, now she's got her family and thinking that I'm some felon psycho. You can't prove that. Because all this whole relationship, I've been great, and everyone's been great, up until the point where I filed charges against her to hold her accountable for what she did. Okay? Ever since then, everything's been turned on me. I get it, dude, I understand this. When CPS came to me, they said it will show character. Because you have a right to that child 50-50 just like she does until it's settled in court.
So you're going to listen to CPS, but you're not going to listen to a police
I
officer?
didn't say I wasn't going to listen to a police officer. I'm just trying to determine what's really harassment and what's not.
Okay.
Okay. So when I tried talking to the police officer on 911, the call, he was not concerned about her breaking the law.
Okay.
He was concerned about informing me that she is on the birth certificate and has a right
You
to her
have
child.
told me that now probably 6 times,
Right.
and I got it the first time that you told me, so I really don't need you to say again that the 911 operator asked if she was on the birth certificate.
Right.
So I got that point.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to move on from that point.
All right, and then I
Okay.
told the operator
So
that I
was
watched
the
her
ve-
throw her into the truck.
Do you want me to do a police report on this?
Yes.
Then you
I
have
do.
to stop talking at some point and answer my questions. Because I can't do a police report. If you want, I'll do a police report just with your statement. And I will have no questions from Officer Brown, and I won't meet the elements, and I'll do a crappy report. But if you want me to do a
Can you
report,
just please treat me like
then,
an upstanding
then you
citizen?
need to answer the questions that I'm asking
Okay,
and
what's
stop
the question?
interrupting me. Okay? Does that make sense? If you only want me to put in the police report what you're telling me, I don't have a problem doing that.
No, I don't want you to put in that what just I'm telling you.
Okay, so then I need you to listen to me for a little bit and answer some questions.
What's the question?
Okay? So I have to paint a picture in my head in order to put it on paper correctly as to what this situation looked like when you're backing out of the driveway.
Okay.
Okay, so Aurora's in the back seat
Yeah,
and you're backing out of your driveway. Is that correct?
that's correct. It
Where
was
do
in
you
reverse.
live at? Where?
1112 Bruce Street, our driveway's on Adams.
Okay, 1112 Bruce Street?
Correct.
Okay, so the drive's on Adams.
Yep.
You're backing out,
Yep.
and the boyfriend pulls in and blocks in your car.
No, he had already took off. He dropped Natalie off and sped off.
Okay,
When she jumped out of the car, she ran up to the car,
okay.
up the driveway.
So don't doors automatically lock when you're in reverse and moving?
When I was getting out of the car, I seen her and I shut the door. When you open the door, it automatically unlocks all the
But it
doors.
should lock again.
They do not automatically lock unless you reach a certain speed.
What car do you, what kind of car
It's
do
a
you
Chrysler
have?
200,
Okay, what year?
2014.
Okay. That's gonna
They
lock
do
when
not
you
lock.
put reverse.
They do not lock until you hit a certain speed.
So they don't lock in reverse? As soon as you
At a
put the
certain
car
speed,
in
they do.
reverse?
It's right out here, I can show you.
Okay.
They unlock when you open a door, any door, they all unlock.
What door
When
was
I
it
shut
opened?
my driver's door,
Yep.
when I opened that door, all the doors unlocked.
Why, when did you open the door? I'm sorry.
When I pulled in, I was gonna let Aurora say goodbye to Natalie. I thought she was in the house getting ready for work.
Okay,
Right.
okay, so you pull
I
in,
pull in,
you don't put the car in park.
it was in park.
Okay.
I pulled in, I put it in park.
Doors unlock.
I opened the door and I seen in my rear view a silver car slam on the brakes and park at the end of our driveway. She jumped out and he took off
Okay, like
Okay.
he took off in a car.
in his car, whatever
Yeah.
car he owns,
Yeah.
whoever it was.
Yep,
I don't know who the driver was, I just
Okay.
know it was a little silver compact car.
okay.
Okay, when I seen her jump out, she just assaulted me the night before.
Mm-hmm,
So I kind of got in a defense mode,
mm-hmm,
all right? So I shut my door and I put it in reverse, and I was just gonna slightly back out the driveway and let her go do what she has to do, okay? And then contact the police as soon as I got out of the driveway.
So you're telling me that you don't believe that your car automatically locks the doors
I
once
don't
it goes
believe it, I know
reverse?
it doesn't.
Okay, does the vehicle here?
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a look.
Thank you. They're that good.
Actions speak louder than words. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we are recording this right now, so we're gonna go on the record and we're gonna say that we just went out to your car. It does not lock automatically when you put it in reverse.
Correct.
Okay, so then she came up to the driver's or passenger
You
side?
know, to the back door where where the car seat is now.
Yeah,
The passenger's back door.
passenger back door,
Yep.
yep. And you're backing up and the door opens and you don't quite realize it,
When she
right?
snatched it open, I told her, "You gotta get out of here. You just assaulted me last night, and I think the cops wanna talk to you," because I hadn't known if they talked to her or not.
Yep,
That's what I said.
yep.
And she said, "F you," grabbed Aurora with her blanket and took off.
Was
Yeah.
Aurora buckled in?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So how long is the drive to,
It's not a very long driveway.
okay,
You know, it's relatively, 2 cars can pull in,
Okay.
and you're good for the sidewalk,
yeah.
right?
So all this happened while you're backing up. She opened the door, she had this conversation with you, she was able to unbuckle the car seat and pull Aurora out all before you stopped the
All
vehicle.
you have to do is hit a click and a click, and you can get her out. She was ready.
Okay, that's a lot.
It is.
That is a lot. But
doesn't-
all of this, answer my question, yes or no, all of this happened before you were able to stop the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was stopping the vehicle as she was doing it, because it was in reverse, and she ran up and slung the door open while it was moving. And I realized that she was doing this, and I said, "You can't do that," hoping that she'd get out of the way.
Mhm.
She wasn't moving, so I had to stop. She said, "F you." When the car stopped, she went, "F you," grabbed Aurora out of her seat. Now,
Okay.
I'm not gonna fight her over this,
Yeah.
okay? I'm doing what I thought I was supposed to do. I called 911.
So the vehicle was not moving when she actually pulled Aurora out?
It was moving when she was unbuckling her and
Okay.
getting her out, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was moving. That
But
was my
not
whole
when she
issue.
like lifted her out?
Yes, that's what, when I seen her, had her, getting her out, I made sure the car was stopped. And I wasn't going fast, I was
Right.
slowly creeping to let her know that
But
we were
listen, that's not
leaving.
gonna be child endangerment as far as the car was stopped.
No, it wasn't stopped.
You just said that several
You're
times.
asking me and I'm answering.
You said that you noticed what she was doing, you stopped, and
The-
she continued to pull her out
Well,
after
let me-
you were
I
stopped.
can, and that get better for you, okay? The car's in reverse, she opened the door and was doing this, pulling her out. And when I seen she had her lifted out, I slammed on the brakes, okay?
Okay.
Because that is child endangerment.
Okay.
Right, and that's when I called the police.
So, do you think that it's plausible for somebody to do all of this down your driveway and withdraw a child, because if this goes to court, they are going to press this issue, and they're gonna have somebody try to do this.
That's cool.
So you think that somebody
It's what
can-
happened.
I'm just.
It's not what I think. It's
To
just
me,
what happened.
it's just a lot, okay? I'm not saying that you're making it up, I'm just saying I think the vehicle may have been stopped.
That's
by
your
the
opinion.
time that she was able to do all this, to have to open the door, have a conversation, you
She
even
didn't have a
admitted.
conversation.
This is recorded,
Okay.
so I can pull it up and your defense, or your
What's the
attorney-
conversation we had?
Listen, you said the vehicle was stopped, you noticed it before she got Aurora out of the vehicle. Did I
didn't say
misunderstand
that.
that?
No, that's what I understood.
Okay, and then as soon as I confront you about it and say it's not child endangerment, you change the story to the vehicle still moving at that point. Does that make sense?
No, I'm not gonna let you twist my words. I didn't say that.
I'm not twisting your words.
It is recorded
So
and
you
I did it.
misspoke yourself?
I didn't misspeak myself. What I'm telling you what happened.
Okay, one more time.
When I pulled in the driveway, I was starting to get out to take Aurora into the house.
Yep,
All right. When I noticed in my rearview mirror, a car slammed on its brakes right at the end of our driveway. I turned around and shut the door, and Natalie was running up the driveway. She didn't walk, she was running up the driveway. And I put it in reverse and was just gonna leave.
yep,
But the door didn't lock. So she opened the door while I was moving. And I said, "You can't do that. The cops are looking for you right now," as the car's moving. And she started unbuckling her. And I said, "Hun, don't do that." She said, "F you." And when she lifted her out,
the whole time the car's still moving,
yes, it was going slow. I wasn't speeding. I was just creeping back.
okay,
It was in idle backwards,
okay,
in reverse, right. It was going slow. I knew I didn't want to run over her,
Okay.
okay? Right. But I didn't want her to take Aurora after I just knew she assaulted us. I don't know what she's capable of at this point. Okay. So when I seen her actually lift her up, she had her unbuckled, and when she lifted her up with her blanket, that's when I slammed on the brakes because I didn't want to hit her. Okay? And then I put it in park. As the back door's still open, she took off down the sidewalk. Now I jumped on the phone and called 911.
Safety, you're done.
okay. So the vehicle, again, you just said the same thing. The vehicle was stopped by the time Aurora was pulled out of the vehicle.
It was stopped as she was being pulled out. That's what I said, and I'm not changing my words.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
right.
Anything else to add to that?
Yes, I seen her walk down the street, throw Aurora, she didn't put her in it. She threw Aurora into a silver truck and
Like-
sped off.
Through, like in half.
Tossed her in. Tossed her in.
Like-
And I was on the phone
Like
with,
just like that?
tossed her in. That's what I mean. In October,
Okay.
listen, in October, me and her have an incident where she wanted to take the car. This is in November, beginning of November. Natalie wanted to take the car on Fridays. I couldn't understand it because me and Aurora are isolated at home with no way to the doctor, grocery store, park, or anything. The car would be sitting in a parking lot for 8 hours. So I didn't understand why she had to drive this certain day. I had a play date already scheduled for today, all right? So she was upset. And I understand she wanted to go do stuff. That's fine, but that's not what I let her do, okay? It's my car with my insurance, right? She's not on the insurance. She don't have a right to drive my car. But I let her sometimes take it to work. Well, most of the time, take it to work. If a drug driver hit her, I'm liable. She doesn't care. I get it. All right? Now, last October, she came out upset. She threw Aurora into the car seat. Now, I watched it with my own eyes, and I don't accuse somebody of doing something if I didn't just watch it. I turned around to say hi, baby, to my baby, and she tossed her in to the car seat. She didn't set her in hard. She tossed her in. Now, to me, that's neglect, if not abuse. I got out of the car and I said, "You don't ever do that again. Aurora doesn't deserve that." And she went on a nut about how I didn't do that. Okay, she can seriously lower the shade, and you say, "Hey, please don't lower the shade," and she will say, "I didn't do that." That's what she's been like for the last year. But that's what she did. I didn't do that. So I'm going to take you to work. So I took her to work, and on the way to work, she was on her phone. In the rearview mirror, I could see her on the phone. She sits in the back with Aurora. And she said to me, in front of Aurora, "You got something coming." And I said, "Well, can I get a time frame on that, or is that going to be a surprise?" Well, 2 days after she assaulted me and she took Aurora and my dog that I've had since 2013, she stole my dog. 4:15 in the morning, I got a surprise. Somebody came to my house, flashed me in the face with a flashlight and hit me with something. Now, I don't know what it was, but I do know that I was blinded. And all I remember saying is, wait till I can see you. And they took off down the street. That's a fact. Okay, I don't have beefs with people.
2 days after this just happened?
I made a report. Officer Johns showed up.
Okay.
Yes. She's capable of more than what she's telling you, all right? Now, I haven't seen Aurora in 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, there's been a couple days I didn't say anything, but so far, due to CPS's advice, you have a right to ask her about your child. You can ask about seeing her somewhere in the supervised, and this is all my texts. That's all they are. Asking if I can see a picture of Aurora, if she can see me, can we Zoom with each other? Right, and that's it.
I would
What-
perfectly agree with that statement, that CPS is within the parameters of saying that you can do that,
That's
because
what I
that
did.
is
That's all I
legal.
did.
But listen, now it's the point where she doesn't want the contact, so now it has to stop.
Okay.
So that was in effect, and I would agree with CPS that you have that right
Right.
until
That's what I wanted to clarify.
Aurora's mom says, I don't want the contact.
Okay.
So now it stops.
Right.
It
I
has
haven't
to.
contacted her, I get it. But I wanted to clarify what was the harassment, because I haven't harassed them. I know what people do when they harass people, and that's not something I do.
Harassment is a broad term, and it means, basically an unwanted contact, okay? It falls under many parameters. It can fall under telecommunication use,
Right.
harassment, stalking. It falls under many
Right.
catch-alls.
And I just want to let you know that under my understanding, we went through this with the sheriff's department, they even told me themselves, we can't get involved with family matters.
That's custody issues.
No, that's because I was calling Jen Blasian about my son.
Okay, listen.
Right.
I'm telling you right now that you misunderstood them, and they don't get
Okay.
involved in custody issues. We
Right.
don't either.
Well, they said family matters, is
Okay.
what they said.
This is harassment and stalking. It's different. Okay?
Have I ever had a PPO served on me?
What does that have to do?
Well, that means that a court would say that I can't contact her in certain ways, but I have never had a PPO on me.
Because she hasn't filed one.
Well, she
Do
don't
you
have
want
a,
her to go file a PPO? I could
she
call her
can
back.
file one if she wants to. The
Okay.
judge is gonna have to approve it or not approve it.
You're
okay?
right, absolutely.
Of course. But as of right now, I haven't been served with any PPO. I haven't been served with any court papers. There's nobody telling me that I couldn't do it, other than you telling me that I can't call her and talk to her about my daughter.
No, yes, you can't contact her
At all, about my daughter.
about anything.
About anything.
Anything.
Okay.
She doesn't want contact. This is not me saying
I don't
this.
want her to have my kid and keep her away from
Listen,
me.
this is not
I get
me
it.
telling you you can't I'm
Right.
telling you you can't contact her, but she's telling me to tell you
All right.
not to contact her.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Okay?
Okay.
So again, we're back to this point where I said, if you want to contact her and you choose to, you do it on your own accord.
I heard you
But
say
I
that. You
will
don't
be
have to
putting
repeat
in
it.
to the prosecutor for charges for you. It's up to the prosecutor. So
Right.
that's kind of, we're
Of
kind of
course.
back to that,
Right.
okay? So where do we go forward from this point as far as, it said you've got to wait for the friend of the court to get a hold
We
of
have a
you?
court
Is there a
hearing.
court hearing?
We have a court hearing May 20th for custody,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And I just went to a parenting class today, and I'm going to a father's class also. I am trying to do what's right for Aurora. Now, if it's going to hurt Aurora by me asking about her, I don't understand how, that would be beneficial. Because any loving father would want to know where their child is, and if they're okay.
Right.
Do they have bronchitis? Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And these are things that I was concerned about with Natalie. It's her immature behavior that's making it into this here.
Okay.
Now, she did do what I said she did. She did endanger Aurora, okay? I don't want to get her in trouble for it. That's why I didn't pursue it that day.
What day
But
was that?
The day.
What date, do you know?
18th,
Of
March.
March 18th? And
Yes.
you're just now telling us
I
about it?
I called dispatch. They
Like
was-
that same day?
That's the day I was on the phone with dispatch when it happened. It was, if you listen to the dispatch recording, you can hear me say, she just took my kid out of a moving vehicle, and the dispatch said, well, is it the mom, she on the birth certificate? It was totally disregard of what really just happened, okay?
There was probably some kind of misunderstanding.
Of
that you
course, there's
wanted to
always a
do,
misunderstanding,
Like
right,
a
Steve?
child endangerment, case.
Right.
So I think they were thinking in their head like a child custody issue, and parents think that one parent can't take the child. Does that make sense? Like, who has more rights, the dad, the mom, when
That
there's
still
nothing
has nothing to
filed
do
with
when
the
there's a
friend of the
crime
court?
being committed.
Well, I'm sure that they misunderstood that, that's all I'm saying.
Right, that's very professional of them to do.
Well, we are human, we're not robots.
Exactly, right.
So, I don't think it was anything malicious on their part. We get dispatched to all kinds of different things, and we go, just like today, I'm making contact with you. We don't, like my partner said, we don't have to be sitting in here having this long conversation with you, but we are,
Right.
okay? So I apologize for the miscommunication that happened. It does happen, and I apologize for that. I will add it, probably to, I can pull a new complaint number if that's
I
what you
have
want.
asked to have her charged for child endangerment.
So
Okay.
did you tell CPS about this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I
So
told
why
Officer-
didn't
and I
CPS
told
make a
Officer
referral
Johns.
to our department?
They're already investigating her. I don't know why they didn't.
They have to have law enforcement involved
That-
if you reported that.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say.
So
Her
did-
uncle's
was-
name is Matt Camp. I don't know if there's conflict of interest going on here or not.
Was Officer Johns, did he ask about this incident?
No, I don't think, we didn't talk to him about, the incident I talked to him about was when I got a knock at the door at 4:15 in the morning.
Okay.
Right, that's the incident I talked to him about.
Okay. Anything else? Everything's all taken care of?
As far as I know.
Okay. All right, did you have anything to add?
I just wanted to let you know, sir, at the end of the day, we don't make determination of charges or not. You don't make determinations of
Right.
charges or not.
For sure.
It's gonna be either the city attorney or the prosecuting
Yeah, the
attorney
true
that
city
makes the determination.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you this is a friendly reminder,
Yeah.
because when
Let
we
me
get
think. I'm
emotional.
sorry.
No,
It's
when we
fine.
get emotional, or especially when it's some subject of the heart,
For sure.
sometimes our emotions get the better of us.
Right.
End of the day, everybody in this room doesn't get to choose
Right.
what happens. It's ultimately to the city attorney or the prosecuting attorney
Right.
who makes the determination of charges.
For sure.
So you could want charges and they may not issue them, you could want them and they could. So I just don't want to set you up where you think it's gonna happen and it
No,
doesn't.
it's-
I want you to be aware that it may not.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I just want you both to know that
Yeah.
I've been trying my best. I respect the blue. I do.
Let me go
And I
call
do.
and see on the 18th. Do you remember what time it was that you called?
Today,
No, on the
On the
18th,
18th.
sir.
on the 18th, I can look.
That's,
Oh, we could look at
Yeah, I have.
221-7.
I
Quite
just wrote
frankly, I
that.
don't delete my messages, so it may have deleted after 30 days, but I will take a look, March 18th.
Can you pull a complaint number for child endangerment occurred on March?
And just so I understood, sir, 11/11/12 Bruce, right? Or 11,
It's 11/12 Bruce.
Yep.
1112.
and it was March 18th,
Yep,
correct?
yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
The incident when she assaulted me happened on the 17th.
No.
And then the next day is when
I'm
this
just
happened.
talking about the child endangerment. That was
Yes.
your concern, and that's what I want to make sure we have notation of.
The only phone call I have on March 18th, the only call I have is to 317-4070.
So
That's on my call log.
that wouldn't have happened on the 18th then?
No, it's just not showing it on here.
You write down the plate?
I did.
Yeah.
My phone's set up to not keep certain phone calls, like if it's not a contact.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
But yeah, it was in the morning, 10 o'clock, about 10 minutes to 10.
Okay.
Yep.
10 minutes to 10. I was just taking a
Because
little.
I was under the assumption that Natalie worked at 10 o'clock, so I wanted to roar and see her right before that to say good morning. You know, she has a right to do that.
That way, you know. I don't know what else you need in there, but I just tried to write down the plate and I just said it was a priceless.
No, I'm not saying there was not a car seat in the truck, because I didn't see that. What I seen was she threw her in the cab and jumped in and drove off. And
I
I
get that.
tried explaining it.
And she's got that.
Yeah.
So ultimately, like I said, it won't be our determination, it won't be yours, it'll be that.
Right, right.
So-
I totally get it. And I appreciate you explaining this to me better in detail, because I did not know what the difference is. I need to know what the difference is, so I don't break the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
so, again, I do respect you guys so much for doing what you do every day.
We're just waiting for a complaint number, that's all.
No, I even donated to Back to Blue. I mean, I do really appreciate what you guys do, and I'm so sorry I get emotional, and
That's fine.
I'm sorry if it felt like I was disrespecting you, but it felt like you were trying to talk down to me at first. And-
No, not at all.
and,
But some things
I'm a human being too, not a
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Sometimes that's why the pause has to happen, right?
Thank you.
You have to reset.
Yep.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right. Exactly right.
Sometimes you just need to hit stop.
Take the step back, take a breath.
Yep.
You're right.
And that's all that was.
Okay.
It's just a deep breath to gather yourself.
Well, I need to be put in my place sometimes too.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that was just a, hey, take a breath, stop for a minute, think about
I
what's
respect
going
it.
on.
It
and
was
move
well
forward.
needed.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Otherwise I wouldn't have said it.
I know, right?
I'm gonna call them on the phone, I don't know why they're not giving me a complaint number.
No, to me personally, it just seemed like everything that she did do, like when she assaulted me that night, she
Yeah, it's
kicked
Angela.
Aurora's desk and it
Hey,
had
I don't know
blocks
if
on
I
it.
missed
Hit
a
me in the
complaint
forehead.
number
Would I
for
would
the
tell you
communication
anything's
with
moving
that.
slow still.
Yeah.
Things that should move fast aren't moving fast.
Oh, I got you.
Um,
Do you need to
and it's
want the
one of those
address of
things,
that? It
it's,
was 1112 Bruce Street.
The prosecutor's office is a bit
Bruce,
overwhelmed right now.
B-R-U-C-E Street.
Also, and I'm not making excuses, I'm just trying to shed some light so maybe you better understand.
No,
So they're
that's a
backlogged
separate one.
because COVID messed everything up. COVID still, and then the other part of it, they're short-staffed. And then the other part of it is, just things take time.
I'm trying to be patient.
And patience is tough, right? It's hard. And I'm
Uh,
not saying it's easy.
One- my daughter's
1112.
Absolutely, and I get that. What I would tell you, the calm
Yeah, no,
collective
it's
wins every time.
I'm
It's
Do you know what I'm saying?
1112
Working on it.
Bruce
No,
Street.
and it's a work in
Yeah,
progress, right?
sorry.
It is.
The calm and collective wins every time.
You're right.
So, the problem comes in is when we get emotional and we let our emotions drive and we don't think. That's when bad things happen.
Similar to drunk driving, angry driving.
It just-
I understand. I thank you for slowing me down.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the complaint number for the abuse that occurred on the 18th.
I just want to tell what happened. And if the car was stopped when she was pulling her out, I would say that, but I didn't change my story. It's just going fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to understand, this is why I was concerned. This is why I called 911. Because she had her halfway out while the car was still moving. And when I seen that, I stopped the car.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
there is gonna be a difference of whether or not that car was moving or not moving. And these are very strong allegations
Yeah, I
to
know.
accuse the mother of your child. And when you
Something I
make,
didn't want Aurora to suffer, but this isn't what I
when
did,
you
this is
make
what she
these
did.
type of allegations and you go down this rabbit hole, you're making
I'm
a
making the
lot
truth,
of
I'm bringing the truth out, that's all I can say. If something happens
accusations
because of
against
it,
someone. Does that make sense? And these are very serious accusations. And if you wanna go down this route, then she has a right to say what happened in her version
she's
as
got a
well.
lot to say in her versions,
Mhm.
okay? That's been going on for a while now,
Yeah,
right?
well, it sounds like maybe it's a good thing that you guys are separated right now and figure things out.
I've got a lot figured out, I'm just wondering when I can see my kid next.
Yeah, I
You
understand.
know, I understand that she's drinking, I understand that she has no control over it, and I understand she's been seeing somebody else behind my back for a year.
Yeah.
I understand all that. I have forgiven for all that, because my focus is Aurora
Yeah.
and her well-being.
Well, you know, this could be, and I'm not saying it is, I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but this is one way for her to get at you is through a child, and that's never a good thing when the
So all
child
the
is
reasons
put
she
in the
did it
middle.
is for nefarious reasons.
You know, so, and I'm sorry that that's happening to you, okay? Not agreeing with what she's doing, I'm just saying I have to enforce things when
I
people come
understand.
to me, does that make
That's why I
sense?
want to come in and talk, because
So-
there's more to this than what she's saying.
Yep.
You need both sides, And I think it's
Absolutely.
important.
Yep, it is
Now,
important.
I haven't been able to give my side really to Officer Crawford's police report, because according to his police report, I said that the injury was from a few days ago, and it didn't say that. I said it was from the day before, because I didn't want to call that night
Right,
and
right.
let her experience her mom talk to the cops.
Sure.
So I waited for her to go to work the next day. But on his paperwork, he said, I said it was from a few days. Now, there's a discrepancy in his police report.
22 Central.
Yep.
There's other things that I'd like to be addressed. I want facts. I don't want anything but facts.
Yep, yep, and
Because I can prove facts.
Yep.
I can't prove nothing else.
Yep,
Right.
okay. All right, well, we're all set here, okay?
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Have a good day, sir. You too.